What made you start DJing?
What made me start DJing is that actually my two brothers actually used to DJ, and I just liked it. But the thing, the moment of what really made me want to do it was when my sister Angie, me and her, we went to the Fresh Festival at the Civic Center, 1983, and I saw Grandmaster D. He was doing tricks on the turntables. Yeah, he was doing tricks on the turntables, and that was that. I got to do that moment for me, and that's when I wanted to start DJing. And then people who inspired me coming up, actually, believe it or not, was Frank Ski. He was one inspiration.
Definitely.
DJ Spin.
Definitely.
Like I said, my brothers, and it was another friend of the family named Clint. Even around the way, Charlie Bell, he was an inspiration to me DJing. And I can go on a little bit more, but when I felt my own lane by one day, it was funny. I don't know if you remember the parties that no, not the Rec. It was on Morley Street.
Oh,
and they used to call it Lodell's.
Yes.
And I was there DJing every weekend. So many people started to come.
Right.
Yeah, so many people started to come from the village everywhere.
Yeah.
Started to come to those parties.
These are house parties.
Right, house parties. And I used to be doing all the tricks. I used to be scratching with my lips and all kinds of crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Spinning in the back and scratching. And people would stop dancing and just watch me. Like, wow. And then it was funny because then they would start going around and telling people like, man, this dude was over at the party doing this. And then their local DJ from the hood started, man, I bet you I could take this dude. And it was actually coming for me, coming to the parties, ready to battle. And I was battling people straight at the parties.
That is so crazy. And
the funny thing is, I was kind of sending them home.
No, you definitely build a rep up on the streets for that.
Yeah.
I wanna fast forward a little bit. How is that? How like the professional rivalry between you and Kenny K happened? Is that where that came from? Like from your rep doing house parties and battling?
I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm sure many of y'all know about me and the Kenny K battles. I'm gonna say this much. And I hope you're listening, Kenny. Me and Kenny K battles started from, like I said, I was a neighborhood DJ, whatever, and I never thought I could beat anybody. I was just having fun. The love of DJing. But then, sometimes my people's from over like the Junction and stuff like that, or whatever, they'd bring like, man, I'll got Kenny K, whatever. And then they will literally bring a tape over there, and I'll listen to the tape. But he was doing like the same mixes that I was doing, and I know from my heart that I was creating these mixes in my house. And it sounded like to me that he heard me and he was making the same mixes. And so I said, he biting my mixes. Flat out. The rest of the interview, if you want to call this, you're going to have it when it's like live.
This is one of the things I wanted to do tomorrow. Like a straight sit down on that.
Okay. You can even invite Kenny K to come through. Tell him to pull up on the live.
Yeah, that would be slick. That would be slick right there.
Yeah.
That would be good. Those were really, really good times. And it's so crazy because obviously, you know what I mean? We was hanging together. I was around you, and we've never actually talked about like any of these origins or how any of that kind of stuff. I just remember it was happening. You know what I mean? It was happening. And even when we was at Westview, y'all had a battle.
Yeah,
a very infamous battle. We ain't gotta get into it, but I'm just saying, that was crazy.
But I'm gonna say this: leave it up to Kenny K. He said he beat me in the battles, right?
I have heard him say that, and I have talked to different people because maybe I'll be biased, right?
Shout out to Melissa.
I like Kenny. You know what I mean?
That's my brother.
I like Kenny a lot.
I'm sitting here saying this, but at the time, that's my brother.
Of course, but at the time, you know how people can get, and this is
passionate.
This is a time before social media, so everything is word of mouth. Right. Everything is somebody coming to you like, yo, something, and then it goes, you say, what? And then it goes back, and that made it even bigger. Right. The thing about social media is it's like immediate. But back then, the word of mouth built it up to be so large. And so, yeah, I have heard.
Well, if you heard he beat me, that was a lie.
No. But it's two schools of thought, right? There's two schools of thought. So some people look at it like this, okay? You were doing tricks and DJs was like, oh, he was killing it, right?
Right.
And then some people will say, okay, Kenny played records that had the crowd like, so y'all came at it from a different standpoint. Kenny was trying to excite the crowd and draw a reaction from the crowd from playing certain records. Like, I'm going to play a hot record and then, maybe use your name and play a hot record, something like that. And so, it depends on how you look at it.
Shouts out to Jay Horror. Actually, Jay Horror, if you're on the line, we want you to come into our live feed because we just played your record. Very dope record.
Yeah,
we liked it. Everybody liked it pretty much. Come into the live feed if you can, Jay Horror. We was trying to get Shell Shock in on the line, but for some reason, it's denying his access. So I want somebody else to try to come in the line too, because maybe it's my Android. Okay, maybe it's my Android.
I doubt it.
Okay, so if Jay Horror, if you on here, come to the live feed so we can, ask you a few questions.
So for instance, when you you were talking about it, I think a few weeks ago, the Big Daddy Kane, I'm not Big Daddy Kane. Karis won Big Daddy Kane, right? So it was Kid Capri, which I don't understand why it was Kid Capri, but Kid Capri and DJ Scratch.
Right. Yeah,
that type of battle is almost like you and Kenny K.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So if anybody knows what I mean, Kid Capri is going to play. He talk. Kenny doesn't talk, but I mean, Kid Capri talks. He's going to scratch. He's going to play records, party records, right?
Right.
DJ Scratch is going to do the DJ art form.
Right.
He's going to be doing tricks. He's going to go behind his back. He's going to scratch his name and have another record with something else, scratch his name, run it back, and that kind of stuff. So it's two different styles, which, like, for a battle, it's hard to judge if y'all doing two different styles of battle.
Right. Well, here's my take on it. That was a perfect example right there.